Thanks to Gabe Turner, my career over here was in tatters. The knighthood was out the window. I was never going to be allowed on TV ever again. But I was like, it's fine, because this is going to be the year that I break America. No, don't woo. America very much still intact. I got an American manager, Chad, the American manager. Never heard more crap come out of a man's mouth in my life. Kid, what you gotta think about me, okay, is that I'm not your manager. I'm your teammate, okay? And there is no I in team. No, but there is one in bullshit! Tricked me into signing with him, did Chad, as well. He was like, kid, you sign with me. There is a movie with a part in it. Oh my God, this part, it was written for you, kid. It was written for you. I represent the director. You sign with me, the part is yours. I was like, oh, great, thanks, Chad. Sign me up. Joined the agency. Auditioned for the part that was written for me. Didn't get it. Went to see the film 6 months later. Do you know who was playing the part that was written for me? Idris Elba. Idris Elba. Now, I'm not having a pop. Obviously, Idris is a great actor, and, you know, in hindsight, he probably made a much better Nelson Mandela than I would have. It's fine. I have been on a long walk to freedom. No, it wasn't right. Don't do the voice. It's not even the worst audition Chad got me. The worst audition Chad got me came when I was in America last. Now, before I tell you what this audition was for, I need to give some of you a little bit of backstory about my acting career. When I was at school, I was a big fan of drama. I know, shock horror. Not the only fan of drama at my school, though. The other guy that was really into drama at my school was a chap called Robert Pattinson. There he is, young R-Pats, star of the Twilight films. And every time there was a school play at my school, Robert Pattinson would get cast in the lead role, and Villager 17 would go to this guy. Yeah, laugh it up! For some reason, my drama teacher wanted the star of his play to be the young James Dean and not the young K.D. Lang. And it's fair to say that over the years, I built up a little bit of resentment towards R-Pats. He became my rival. Rival's a strong word. Nemesis. He is my nemesis. And I've made a lot of jokes about him before. I've called him a wooden actor. I've written an entire show about him. I have milked that titty dry for every droplet of its bitter, bitter milk. And eventually, I woke up one day and I was like, you need to put that anger away in a box. You need to hide it away, and you need to get on with your life. And I vowed that I would never speak about Robert Pattinson on stage ever again. And it was going really well. Until Chad called me up out of the blue. He was like, kid, oh my God, I got you an audition for a movie. This part is amazing. And get this, in this movie, you would be starring opposite Robert Pattinson. OMG, FML, WTF. And you know what the word was that chimed? Opposite, right? Not below, not beneath, not behind Robert Pattinson, opposite Robert Pattinson. After all these years of feeling inadequate at his hands, finally me and my nemesis were on a level playing field, and it felt amazing. I was like, well, Chad, tell me about the part. You know, what are we? A couple of swashbuckling heroes? You know, good cop, bad cop? Two dashing gents competing for the hand of a fair maiden? He went, no, not quite. In this movie, you would be playing Matt. And Matt, get ready for it, right? Matt is Robert Pattinson's character's mentally handicapped brother. Yes, I thought it was a tasteless joke as well. 10 minutes later, that dropped into my inbox. It was a genuine audition to play the younger brother of Robert Pattinson with, to use the politically correct term, Chad, learning difficulties. So I had to go away and have a little think about this offer, okay? I told my friends. They all thought it was hilarious. I told my father, slightly more pragmatic about the whole situation. He went, well, you've got to go for it, son. Those kind of parts are Oscar bait. Look at history. What's eating Gilbert Grape, Rain Man, Forrest Gump? You know what they say, son? Play a mong, get a gong.
No, they do not say that. You have just said that.
But here's where the ego of the actor kicks in. Within about 5 minutes, I'm thinking, well, he has got a point. This is my chance to prove to the world that I'm a serious actor. I'm taking the audition. It was the weirdest audition I have ever done. The first thing that was unusual about this audition is that there was no script. I was told that I would just have to walk into the room with the casting director and improvise in character. Well, I had to ask some questions. I went in, the casting director was sat there. I was like, hello, I just needed to know, how mentally, do you want me to be? He was like, what you're doing now is fantastic. I haven't started! The note that came back was amazing. They referred me to the original email. They said, what we want from your character, everything about him should be dulled and emotionless, from facial expressions to the tone of his voice. I said, is it not going to look weird if I am doing the exact same thing as Robert Pattinson? Burn. Yeah. Woo.